How's it going, everyone? It's Milwaukee coming back at you once again, and today we're going to be discussing part one of the epic crossover, never ending Batman event, Zero Year. This is Batman Zero Year Secret City by Scott Snyder with art by Greg Capullo. Let's get into it. This volume contains issues 21 through 24 of the main Batman title, plus the Zero Year Director's Cut, whatever the hell that is. Remember, I just read the issues contained within the volume, so we'll actually not be checking out the Director's Cut. I doubt I'm missing out on anything. However, I will throw in a little bonus here. Batman issue 0 actually kicks off this whole Zero Year event, although it's not included here in this volume. What's up with that? Anyway, Batman issue 0 features Bruce Wayne, who's only recently returned to Gotham 3 months ago, infiltrating this gang known as the Red Hood Gang. Then we start the volume off proper with Batman issue 21, where Bruce Wayne, as a vigilante, is still taking on the Red Hood Gang when he gets a visit from his Uncle Philip, who wants Bruce to come back to run Wayne Enterprises. In issue 22, Bruce Wayne meets his Uncle Philip's advisor, Edward Nygma. Meanwhile, the Red Hood Gang pays Bruce Wayne a visit on Crime Alley. Then in issue 23, we got the brand new New 52 Origins of Batman, where after being shot by the Red Hood, Batman gets patched up by Alfred and he becomes inspired to become Batman. Then, in issue 24, we get like the first appearance of Batman as Batman takes on the Red Hood at the Ace Chemical Plant facility, and we all know what happens there. However, after this, the Riddler makes his presence known and plunges Gotham City into a blackout right before the start of a hurricane. So yeah, that was Batman Zero Year Secret City there for you there. Kind of a short volume compared to what we usually get from Batman, but it was a weird time, in Batman history. The last volume ended on issue 17. This one picks up on issue 21, so we're skipping issues. They will be collected later on in like volume 6 of Batman. There's some tie-ins to Batman Eternal and a whole bunch of weird stuff going on around this time period of Batman. There's just too many bad books. So Scott Snyder decided to go back to the beginning and retell the origins of Batman. New 52 version, of course. And your mileage may vary on that. Now, we all know that Red Hood 1 is the Joker, right? It was long ago established in the Alan Moore story, Killing Joke, that, Batman knocks Red Hood into the Ace Chemical vat. He comes out as the Joker. We all know that. That's at least a part of the origin of the Joker that always sticks. But here, in Scott Snyder's reimagined Zero Year, we got Red Hood 1, the Joker. He's actually like taking over Gotham with his Red Hood gang. And in the moment when I was reading it, I thought, oh, this is pretty neat. But now that I'm sort of critiquing it, I'm like, wait a minute. Why would Red Hood 1 or the Joker, whatever you want to call him, want to take over Gotham City, before Batman, right? What's his motivation? He's just doing it to do it. And it kind of feels like Scott Snyder has to include this because it's the origin of the Joker. And even though it's not mentioned that he's a Joker, and you never really get a clear shot of his face, you get like some twisted, like mirror shots or whatever, the big nose, the prominent chin, the jacked up teeth. We all know who it is. But it's never explicitly stated. So I'm questioning now, maybe it was in the book. Because like I said, as I was reading it in the moment, I was like, oh, this is different. This is nice. But now that I'm sitting here after the fact, I'm going, wait a minute. Why was Joker doing all that? Because in the previous origins, Joker was forced into that Red Hood role by the mob. But now he is not necessarily the mob, but he's doing it. And he's recruiting thousands of recruits from high society to low society. They're all given Red Hood numbers. And I wonder why. Like, where's the motivation? Does he have this chaos motivation already and it was always there? Or was the Joker created when he falls into the vat? Because he does, in fact, fall into the vat in this volume. Like I said, Joker origin, Batman origins, all tied together. Always has been, always will be. Can you have one without the other? Who knows, right? That's kind of the whole cat and mouse game Batman and Joker play throughout the entirety of Batman, right? And previously in past continuities, Batman would come on the scene and he's taking on the Falcones, he's taking on the mob, and Joker was always that big first supervillain, right? But now it's the Riddler. Riddler emerges. He was, of course, Philip's advisor, Edward Nygma. We all know who the Riddler is, which was a little wrinkle, a little twist there. And now he's getting revenge on, Gotham and Bruce Wayne and Batman by plunging Gotham City into a blackout right before a superstorm hits. Uh, we'll see what happens with that in the next volume, Dark City. But, I don't know how I feel about the Riddler being the first supervillain as opposed to the Joker. Although, I guess, with everything I just said about the Red Hood and the Joker, maybe the Joker is still the first supervillain after all, and it's just done in a different way. Like I said, how you feel about this is going to depend on you. I'm sure there's people out there that love it, and in the moment I was, flipping the pages, reading the book, I was like, man, this is pretty nice. But now that I'm thinking about it more, I'm like, ooh, I don't know. It's different for different sake, but different isn't always good, you know what I'm saying? Speaking of good, though, Greg Capullo on art, I mean, what can I say? He brings these panels to life. The new bat suit, the early bat suit. Even Bruce Wayne is a vigilante, right? And the leather jacket out there. I really like how he's has all this technology to infiltrate Red Hood gang, different faces, all these different disguises. How he sets up base and crime alley, right? Didn't see that one coming. Right outside where his parents were killed, to remind him every day that this is why he fights. Just little changes like that. Some of them work, some of them don't. But Greg Capullo brings them all to life fantastically, as always. And again, I have to mention issue 0. I don't know why it's not collected in this volume. It's collected, I think, in volume 6, the one that collects all the random issues. But it really should have been collected here. Maybe there's a super collection where it's involved and collected, because it really does start off, the Red Hood story with Bruce Wayne trying to infiltrate them, and it pays off here when he becomes Batman, right? So why it's not included in Volume 4, Zero Year, Secret City, I don't know. Well, we get a director's cut, and like I said, I didn't read that because it's probably just the same thing with some commentary, but who cares, right? So I'm going to go ahead and give Batman Zero Year, Secret City, a 3 out of 5. Nothing really spectacular. It's kind of short for a Batman volume. It's mostly dealing with the Joker stuff, which is not bad, but again, like I said, the changes for change's sake, they're going to hit you how they hit you. For me, in the moment, I was like, oh, this is good, this is new. I'm enjoying this, but upon further reflection, I'm like, I don't, 3 out of 5. It is what it is. It's just part 1 of this long, huge crossover that spans multiple titles. So we'll see how it all stacks up at the end of the day. But for part 1, it's going to be a 3 out of 5. And until next time, I'll see you there.